The sun rose slowly, casting a golden glow over the forest. Buddha sat beneath a tree, surrounded by disciples. "Ananda," he said, "bring me a cup of water from the river nearby, and I shall answer your question." Ananda hesitated briefly, uncertain of the task, but rose to fulfill the Buddha's request. "Compassion toward oneself is the foundation of all love," Buddha said. "It nurtures the heart and strengthens the soul." Ananda returned to the Buddha, presenting the muddied water with an apologetic expression. The Buddha took the cup and smiled, placing it gently on the ground before him. "Let it settle," he said simply. The disciples watched in silence as the water calmed, the mud sinking to the bottom, leaving clarity above. "See," the Buddha said, gesturing to the now clear water. "The mind is like this. In stillness, it finds clarity and release." The Buddha turned to the gathered disciples, his voice steady and serene. "When you cling to the turbulence within, you lose sight of the truth. Letting go is not abandonment, Ananda. It is the act of allowing the natural order to restore balance and peace." Ananda nodded, yet his brow remained furrowed with doubt. "Master, it is the fear of losing what I hold dear that weighs upon my heart." He gestured to a nearby stream, its waters glimmering in the sunlight. "The stream flows gently, untroubled by obstacles," Buddha said. The child, eager to assist, ran forward, grasping one flower tightly while still clutching the rest. Yet as he tried to hand the single flower to the Buddha, others slipped from his grip, scattering to the ground. The Buddha picked up a fallen flower and addressed the disciples. "In clinging tightly, we often lose more than we seek to preserve. Kindness is the bridge connecting self-love with love for others," Buddha replied. "It is the essence of true compassion." His disciples reflected on his teachings, their hearts stirred by his wisdom. Buddha stood and walked among them. "Blessed One, my attachment to those I cherish feels insurmountable. How can I release this without betrayal?" The Buddha reached to the ground, picking up a small, withered leaf resting upon the grass. "This leaf has fallen," he said, turning it over in his hand. "Yet it nourishes the soil below. In its release, it transforms and continues the cycle of life." He held the leaf higher, letting it drift away on the breeze. So too does release transform love. To let go is not to betray. It is to trust the nature of existence. When you accept impermanence, Ananda, you honor the essence of those you love and the teachings they impart. He said, "Practice this every day, and you will cultivate a garden of self-love within your heart." His disciples opened their eyes, their faces radiating a sense of peace. Ananda spoke again, his voice filled with hope. "Master, how do we sustain this practice amidst life's challenges?" He asked. "The void, Ananda, is an illusion," he said. "As the water in my hands returns to the pond, it rejoins the whole, unbroken. Release allows unity with the infinite, not separation." He gestured to the blooming lotuses, their roots anchored deep in the mud below. These flowers emerge from the depths, rising above the waters to embrace the sun. In their growth lies the secret of letting go. It is not destruction, but transcendence. Letting go does not diminish you, it elevates your spirit. Do not judge yourself for faltering. Instead, see it as an opportunity to begin anew, he said. His disciples absorbed his teachings, their minds expanding with understanding. Buddha looked at them with compassion in his eyes. He said, "You are like the lotus flower that blooms despite growing in the mud. It thrives on attachments and fears stillness. Through practice and mindfulness, you train the mind to rest." The Buddha directed the disciples to sit with their eyes closed, focusing on the rhythm of their breath. "Inhale the present, and exhale the past," he instructed. "They are enduring practices that elevate the soul," he said. "Make them a part of your daily life." The disciples followed his guidance, their breath uniting with the gentle cadence of the natural world around them. Time seemed to dissolve as they embraced the stillness, their minds finding moments of clarity. As the sun climbed higher, Buddha rose and bid his disciples farewell. He said, "Go forth and practice self-love with sincerity, for it will illuminate your path. Through each breath, you nurture the seeds of freedom within." The sun began its descent, casting golden hues across the garden. Ananda opened his eyes, his heart lighter than before. "Blessed One, your words are a beacon to my soul. I will strive to walk this path of release." The Buddha's smile held the tranquility of the eternal. "Ananda, remember that release is not the end, but the beginning of infinite possibilities. When you let go, you do not lose. You open the door to boundless transformation. Walk gently, my dear one, and trust in the flow of life." As the disciples rose, the garden seemed to hum with the harmony of understanding. And so, the legacy of compassion and self-love continued to bloom. The golden glow of the forest lingered, a testament to the transformative power of Buddha's wisdom. His calm gaze turned toward the river where a lone fisherman cast his net into the glistening waters. "Observe," the Buddha began, gesturing to the fisherman struggling with his net. "What does this man seek?" Ananda answered first. "He seeks fish, Master, to sustain his livelihood and feed his family." The Buddha nodded. "Indeed, he seeks sustenance. Yet his struggle lies not with the river, but with his expectations." The disciples exchanged thoughtful glances, their curiosity piqued. The Buddha continued, "The river flows freely, offering neither promise nor refusal. These steps are interconnected, like threads in a sacred tapestry." Buddha continued, guiding seekers toward clarity, compassion, and lasting happiness. Sudeva nodded, his gaze introspective, his thoughts weaving threads of understanding. "But, Blessed One, the path feels long and difficult," he admitted. "How can I maintain perseverance amidst my struggles?" Buddha gestured to a distant mountain, its peak obscured by mist, its presence both awe-inspiring and humbling. His struggle arises not from his labor but from his refusal to release what cannot be held. Turning to his disciples, the Buddha asked, "What binds you as the net binds the branch?" Subhuti pondered aloud, "Is it our desires, Master? Do they entangle us, pulling us away from peace?" The Buddha smiled gently, acknowledging Subhuti's insight. "Desire binds, but only when it is rooted in attachment. Like the fisherman, we cast our nets too tightly." The Buddha knelt by the river, cupping the cool water in his hands before letting it flow back freely. "Release, my dear ones, is the wisdom of knowing when to let go. It is not surrender, but alignment with life." His words resonated as the disciples watched the river's endless flow, ever changing yet constant. A soft breeze carried the scent of blossoms, and the Buddha spoke again. "Consider the wind," he said, "unseen yet felt, free from attachment to the earth it caresses. It moves, unburdened, and therefore powerful." The disciples listened closely, their hearts stirred by the simplicity and depth of his teaching. The disciples nodded, their spirits lifted by his teaching. Buddha pointed toward the sunlight streaming through the branches above. "Ananda, the heart and mind are like two birds sharing the same tree, one restless and the other serene. Release is found in listening to the serene bird, in trusting the wisdom of stillness over the noise of doubt." The Buddha led his disciples deeper into the forest, where an ancient tree stood tall, its roots entwined with rocks. He pointed to a single, vibrant flower blooming amid the rugged terrain. This flower thrives not by resisting its environment, but by embracing its nature. Its beauty lies in its harmony, not its struggle. He turned to his disciples and said, "To release is to trust your nature, to grow where you are planted without clinging to what is beyond reach." His words settled over the group like morning dew, nourishing their thoughts and stirring their spirits. As they walked, the Buddha stopped by a small, flowing stream. He knelt, picking up a pebble smooth from years of water's touch. "This pebble," he said, holding it aloft, "has been shaped by the stream, not through force, but through gentle persistence. Release is not a single act but a process, a dance with impermanence that shapes the soul into its purest form." He placed the pebble back into the stream, watching it settle before being carried gently onward. So too must you allow the current of life to guide you, relinquishing resistance to find true freedom. The disciples observed the pebble's journey, understanding that release was not an end but a transformation. As the sun began to set, casting golden rays through the canopy, the Buddha spoke once more. "Imagine a bird clinging to a branch, afraid to let go despite its wings. In its fear, it forgets its purpose. Release is not falling, it is remembering how to fly. Trust in your wings, and the sky will embrace you." The disciples' hearts swelled with the weight of his wisdom, their minds turning toward their own struggles and the possibility of release. Ananda, his voice steadier now, asked, "Master, what if release brings pain? How do we bear the sorrow that may follow?" The Buddha regarded him with compassion, his voice gentle yet firm. "Ananda, pain is the shadow of attachment. When you release, you do not lose, you heal. The wound of attachment closes when you embrace impermanence, allowing love and wisdom to flow freely." He paused, his gaze drifting toward the horizon where the river met the sky. The horizon teaches us that endings are beginnings, that the sun sets only to rise anew. Trust the cycles of life, and you will find peace in release. Under the fading light, the disciples sat in quiet meditation, their breaths in harmony with the rhythm of the earth. The Buddha's words lingered like the warmth of the setting sun, guiding them toward a deeper understanding of freedom through release. The forest seemed alive with the energy of transformation, each disciple carrying a seed of wisdom to nurture within. Another day, another moment of learning under the vast sky of Jetavana. The Buddha gathered his disciples at dusk's gentle embrace. His gaze turned toward the evening horizon, where golden hues merged with deepening shadows, an eternal cycle of change. "Observe the shifting sky," the Buddha said, his voice calm yet profound. "What does this transformation teach us about impermanence?" The disciples watched in silence, the changing colors stirring a quiet reverence within their hearts. Ananda spoke softly, "Master, the sky changes, yet it remains vast and whole. Is this like the impermanence you teach?" The Buddha smiled, nodding in affirmation. "Indeed, Ananda, the sky reflects the truth of existence. Change is constant, yet unity prevails." The Buddha led his disciples to a clearing where a lone tree stood tall, its branches bare save for a single leaf. He plucked the leaf gently and held it aloft, letting the wind carry it away. "This leaf falls," he said, "not as an end, but as part of life's rhythm. In impermanence lies the essence of transformation." Subhuti observed the drifting leaf, his heart heavy with questions. "Master," he said, "if impermanence governs all, why does the heart struggle against its nature?" The Buddha turned to Subhuti, his expression filled with compassion. "The heart struggles because it fears loss. Yet impermanence is not loss. It is renewal, an opening to infinite possibilities." He walked to a nearby pond, its surface reflecting the first stars of the night. "This water," the Buddha said, dipping his hand in and letting the ripples flow outward, "is never stagnant. It moves, transforms, yet remains water. Impermanence shapes, yet it does not destroy." Ananda knelt by the pond, his reflection shimmering with the ripples. "Master, how do we embrace impermanence without despair? How do we find peace in the fleeting?" The Buddha sat beside him, his presence radiating calm, The grove echoed with the sound of their chanting, a hymn to compassion. Buddha's teachings carried the promise of renewal and healing. The Buddha turned his gaze to the sky again, now deepening into night, stars scattered like jewels across its expanse. Consider the stars, he said, their light reaching us from ages past, yet they fade to make way for new creations. Impermanence births beauty. It is not an absence but a presence of endless renewal. The disciples sat in quiet contemplation, their breaths in rhythm with the gentle pulse of the earth around them. Subhuti spoke again, his voice tinged with yearning. Master, can impermanence be a teacher? Can it guide us toward wisdom and release? The Buddha smiled, his eyes glimmering with the starlight above. Impermanence is the greatest teacher, for it reveals the truths hidden within life's transformations. Release is born from understanding this truth. He gestured toward the horizon, now bathed in moonlight. The moon waxes and wanes, yet its presence remains constant. In accepting this ebb and flow, we find freedom. The Buddha rose, leading his disciples deeper into the forest where a stream whispered softly against the stones. He knelt by the stream, lifting a pebble from the water and holding it in his palm. This pebble has journeyed with the current, shaped by its touch without resistance. The disciples walked with renewed purpose, their hearts attuned to the rhythm of compassion. Buddha's teachings lit their path. Do not fear change, dear ones, he said, for it is the hand of existence molding you into your truest form. Ananda turned to the Buddha, his heart lighter yet still questioning. Master, is impermanence the path to release? Can letting go bring us closer to our essence? The Buddha nodded, his voice filled with quiet assurance. Yes, Ananda, letting go unveils the essence of being. In release, you discover the boundless nature of your soul. He paused, his gaze sweeping across his disciples, their faces illuminated by the soft glow of moonlight. Release is not a void but a return, a reunion with the infinite that embraces all. Trust this return, and you will find peace. The disciples sat with the Buddha, their hearts resonating with his words, the stillness of the night enveloping them. The forest seemed to hum with the harmony of understanding, each disciple carrying the seed of wisdom to nurture within. The air carried a faint fragrance, mingling with the warmth of the sun filtering through the trees. Buddha began his teaching, his voice a steady stream of calm and wisdom. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.